Hi, everyone. Thank you for clicking through to episode 2 of our e-commerce series. Today, we are talking about a David and Goliath story with a twist.
A twist or two indeed, Gareth. Why don't you tell them who Goliath is in our story?
No. I'll leave that to you.
Oh, fair enough. Oh, well, before we dive into our story, let's look at where we left off last time.
Okay, cool. So last time we discovered that the back office of an e-commerce store and that of a manufacturer are not too different, and that e-commerce could streamline sales and ordering processes with the possibility of reducing costs, increasing profits, and ultimately opening up a whole new revenue stream.
That's correct. E-commerce isn't as foreign as we can sometimes perceive it to be. So today we are looking at the rocket power, if you will, of the storefront solution, platform selling.
Yeah. You've been speaking about platform selling. So what is it, Dimitri?
Well, we'll get there, but before we do that, please remind me when Amazon is landing in South Africa.
I think it's like next year, Feb, I believe, somewhere around there.
Sure, sounds about right. And how are your customers feeling about that?
Well, okay, I don't really have real responses as yet because I think most of our business-to-business customers are unaware of how this is going to affect their business operationally, you know?
No, that's fair. Okay, so let's look at what we know about Amazon.
Okay, cool. So we know they are effectively an online store. We know that they offer same-day delivery for Amazon Prime customers, and they have incredible growth levels.
Well, that's about right. I mean, incredible growth levels is something, but achieving a market cap of $469 billion, sure.
That's good.
what Amazon doesn't really advertise publicly, although it is there if we take a look, is that they are essentially platform sales specialists, which effectively means they provide a platform that facilitates the buying and selling of products, yet they do not make or own most of these products.
Okay, so that's what that means. So we could consider any big retailer, the blue and red guys, the green guys, where we go every Saturday to buy groceries. They could be seen as platform sales specialists as well because they sell a whole bunch of products they don't make, right?
Yeah, essentially that's true. They provide a platform for manufacturers and farmers to sell their products to us.
Okay, awesome. I see what you mean. So do we have any products that can do this for our customers?
So we do. And our product is so powerful that it can enable customers to sell through Amazon straight from their ERP, as well as becoming a sales platform themselves.
Okay, so this is where it gets interesting for me because I didn't get that before. So how can they also sell on Amazon?
I'm glad you asked. So if you remember in last week's discussion, we saw how Storefront enables customers to sell products online.
Yeah.
So, well, it also has the power to push those products through to Amazon to be advertised and bought.
Okay, that sounds pretty complex.
Yeah, look, in truth it is, but we've already done all the work for them, which is a big win for any storefront customer. But let's look at another metaphor we are very familiar with, our reseller channel.
Yeah, okay, so that's cool. And Vox has a great reseller channel. Okay, lekker.
Yeah, so that's correct. In the same way Vox presents an opportunity to partners, onboards them, and then they start selling, we are doing the same thing for our storefront customers, but in this equation, Amazon is Vox, and both Braintree and Amazon are using technology to make this process as simple as possible.
Okay, so what we usually do in a few meetings has become literally a few clicks with storefronts, and they are able to list on the most popular website in the world.
Well, that's effectively true. And as I said, you're on the money as usual. So instead of trying to go up against the Goliath that Amazon is, they can leverage the power of it and sell their products to, almost anyone.
Yeah, that seems like a really big win to me. And I must be honest with you, Dimitri, I wasn't actually aware that if customers enter into an engagement with us for storefront, that not only will they be able to sell their products online via this e-commerce front end that we've built, but they'll be able to sell their products on Amazon. That's amazing.
Yeah, it sure is. But let's consider maybe a fictional company to just talk a little bit deeper into the, let's call it the platform selling element. So I'm going to jump into a company that I invented, D&G Battle Supplies. Quite relevant given our David and Goliath story we're talking about here.
Yeah.
So D&G Battle Supplies sells to different niches of battleware under different brand names, as we can see here. And I'm sure you can think of a literal example that fits this.
Yeah. I mean, there was a company that I was talking to, a big brand house, and they, you wouldn't know from the name of the company, but they supply into malls and into retail outlets through their own storefronts, the likes of Hurley, Diesel, Vans, Superdry, those kinds of clothing brands.
Yeah, and I mean, these are brands we all know and love. So, I mean, if we take a look at what D&G Battles is doing, as well as the company you're talking about, is they sell these almost a similar line of products to different audiences based on the brands that they identify with. So each of these brands harnesses a particular subset of our population and converts them into loyal customers. Now, with something like Storefront, you pop it in the middle here, you enable that central stock management solution. However, you're able to distribute an e-commerce experience uniquely to each brand across all of these different, environments by just having one central piece of technology.
Okay, so with all those brands, I can see why that would work, but won't all their products be listed in their central ERP?
Well, that is exactly it. They will be listed in their central ERP, and that's why Storefront is the obvious answer. Because as we discussed in our last conversation, Storefront plugs straight into your ERP and leverages those values to push through to your online website. So now you've got a simple and efficient way to actually measure and understand each of your different stores without doing too much administration. And you've got independent branding for each site.
Okay, so it would seem like each brand has its own website and their customers wouldn't know the difference, but the credibility of the ERP and the brand stock controls would remain centralized, obviously. Okay.
That is correct.
That's very clever. That's genius.
Sure, it is quite. I mean, we can thank our team for that. Can you think of any other business models that would enjoy this?
Well, off the top of my head, I can, buying groups and wholesalers, they'll have a field day with something like this.
Yeah, it could certainly make their lives better. And the wholesalers could even make a business out of it. I mean, imagine charging customers to set up a website for them so they could sell their own products to their customers. And they could have a central stock repository that would allow them to understand exactly what the demand is, but at the same time, allow their customers to enhance their reach so that they're reaching online customers as well as their people that walk through their store. And it's a win-win situation because all of a sudden your wholesalers' customers are buying more and your wholesalers' customers are buying more.
Yeah, so it's almost like free money for everyone.
It is definitely like that. The perfect exchange.
Okay, cool. That's pretty smart. So I hope the audience learned as much as I did again, Dimitri. Thank you so much for taking us through this journey again.
Awesome, guys. Remember, the more you know, the more you sell. And if you need to have more conversations, please reach out to either Gareth or myself, and we'll be happy to engage with you and your customers.
Guys, thank you so much for tuning into another SkyRocket session. Join us next week and see if we can build a website for your friend to increase their sales. Stay safe, stay lekker.